Hello students and welcome to our YouTube channel Rejoice Education. हम 8th स्टैंडर्ड CBSE सोशल एंड पॉलिटिकल साइंस के 6th चैप्टर पे हैं अंडरस्टैंडिंग आवर क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम। आइए स्टूडेंट्स हम पेज नंबर 67 पे हैं। हम एक स्टोरी के तौर पे इसे पढ़ेंगे। 18/7/2006 At their apartment in Mumbai, Mrs. Shinde is getting dressed. She has been frantically searching for her gold chain for over an hour. Frantically यानी कि क्यूरियोसिटी दिखाकर वो अपनी चेन ढूंढ रही है। आई एम श्योर इट वॉज इन दिस ड्रॉवर वेयर इट कुड बी। वो कह रहे शायद मेरी चेन ड्रॉवर में ही थी, कहाँ चली गई। कह रहे उनके हस्बैंड कहते हैं हरी अप, वी आर गोइंग टू बी लेट फॉर द वेडिंग। तो वो कहती है आई कांट फाइंड माई गोल्ड चेन, इट्स नॉट इन द ड्रॉवर, आई सस्पेक्ट दैट शांति माइट हैव स्टोलन इट, शी ऑलवेज स्पेंड्स अ लॉन्ग टाइम डस्टिंग माई रूम। उन्हें लगा कि शांति जो उनकी मेड है उन्होंने चोरी किया होगा क्योंकि वो ज़्यादा टाइम रूम में बिताती है डस्टिंग करते हुए। शांति Hembram has been working in the house for the past 3 years. Shanti, have you begun to steal now, and that too my gold chain? Bring your trunk, I want to search it. We've called the police, so if you have the chain, return it now. Madam, I haven't stolen it. Mr. Shinde searches Shanti's trunk and finds an envelope with rupees 10,000 in it. He screams at Shanti saying that this is the money she got from selling the chain. तो उस पर शांति कहती है साहब, माई ब्रदर एंड आई हैव बीन सेविंग दिस मनी ओवर द लास्ट 1 year. वी वॉन्ट टू बाय अ बुल व्हेन वी गो टू आवर विलेज. मैडम, आई एम इनोसेंट. मैडम, मैंने कुछ नहीं किया. मिस्टर शिंदे हैज़ कम टू द पुलिस स्टेशन. आई हैव कम टू फाइल एन FIR. देयर हैज़ बीन अ थेफ्ट इन माई हाउस. माई मेड शांति हैज़ स्टोलन माई वाइफ्स नेकलेस. तो पुलिस कहते हैं यस. Sub Inspector SI Rao records Mr. Shinde's FIR. Mr. Shinde returns with Sub Inspector Rao. I will now write the statements that Mr. and Mrs. Shinde make about this theft. Let me seal the envelope that has the money and take it with me as evidence. जो पैसे थे 10,000 रुपये उसे मुझे सील करने दो और एविडेंस के तौर पर मुझे इसे ले जाने दो. I am arresting Shanti and taking her to the police station. तो शांति कहती है प्लीज़ डोंट लेट हिम टेक मी. आई हैव नॉट स्टोलन द चेन. दिस इज़ माई हार्ड अर्न मनी. 19/7/2006 Sushil, Shanti's brother, arrives and pleads with SI Rao to release Shanti. She has been arrested for the theft of a gold chain. You can go to court and get a bail order. But where will I get the money to hire a lawyer? And who will stand as suitee for her? You have taken all of our savings and sealed it. SI Rao forcefully keeps Sushil in the police station for 2 days. जानबूझ के सुशील को पुलिस स्टेशन में रखते हैं 2 दिन के लिए. Sushil is abused and beaten by SI Rao and other police constables. They try and make him confess that he and his sister Shanti had a gang of domestic servants that have stolen jewelry from other homes. उन्हें मजबूर करते हैं बताने के लिए कि गैंग है उनका डोमेस्टिक सर्वेंट्स का जो ज्वेलरी चोरी करता है बाकियों के घर से. There have been other complaints of theft of jewelry from Shinde's neighborhood. As Sushil keeps repeating that he is an innocent factory worker, the police let him go after 2 days. 23/8/2006 Although the court granted bail to Shanti after a month, she was unable to get anyone to stand surety for her for rupees 20,000. She therefore continued to be in jail. She was very traumatized, यानी शॉक में थी वो. She is worried about what will happen during the trial. What will happen to me? I haven't done anything wrong and yet I am behind bars just because madam suspects me. And the money that we've been saving, will I ever get it back? क्या मुझे वो पैसे वापस मिलेंगे? 14/9/2006 The police files a charge sheet in the magistrate court. The court gives a copy of the charge sheet including statements of witness to Shanti. Shanti tells the court that she has no lawyer to defend her against this false case of theft. The magistrate appoints advocate Kamla Roy as Shanti's defense lawyer at the government expense. According to Article 22 of the Constitution, every person has a fundamental right to be defended by the lawyer. Article 39A of the Constitution places a duty upon the state to provide a lawyer to any citizen who is unable to engage one due to poverty or other disability. Advocate Kamla Roy meets Shanti in the court. Here are my case papers. I have been falsely accused of stealing my employer's gold chain. They found rupees 10,000 in Shanti's trunk and said that this was the money she got from stealing the chain, but that is money that we have been saving up together. 11/12/2006. The court frames a charge of theft of Mrs. Shinde's gold chain and possession of money rupees 10,000 got from selling stolen property against Shanti. कोर्ट क्या करती है, उसे चार्ज करती है. आई प्लेड नॉट गिल्टी एंड आई क्लेम ट्रेल. शांति कहती है कि मैंने कुछ नहीं किया है और मैं चाहती हूँ कि इसे गौर किया जाए. 8/3/2007. The public prosecutor appears in the case on behalf of the state. He presents Mrs. and Mrs. Shinde as key witness. So tell me, Mrs. Shinde, how did the gold chain go missing? Mrs. Shinde कहती है, I had kept my chain in the drawer. Shanti stole it. No other outsider except Shanti's goes into my room. Mrs. Shinde searched her trunk in front of me and we were shocked to find rupees 10,000 in an envelope. Shanti got this money from selling my gold chain. She is a thief. Next, Advocate Roy cross-examines the prosecution witness Mrs. Shinde. Cross-examine यानी उन पे सवाल पूछती है. So what are you basically saying is that you do not see Shanti steal the chain, nor did you recover the chain on Shanti. Also, in the 3 years that she has worked for you, nothing has been stolen from the house. You were also regular paying her rupees 1,000 salary each month. तो वो कहते हैं कि क्या आपने देखा था शांति को स्टील करते हुए, ना ही आपने ये 10,000 रुपये से उन्होंने गोल्ड चेन बेच के जब उन्होंने बेची वो भी आपने नहीं देखा, और 3 साल से वो आपके घर पे काम कर रही, कुछ भी चीज़ चोरी नहीं हुई है, तो आप रेगुलरली आपको पैसे मिलते रहे हैं और 1,000 रुपये आपने सैलरी देती रही है. 24/2007. Advocate Roy examines Sushil and his employer as defense witness. Through their testimonial, she is able to show that the rupees 10,000 found in Shanti's trunk could well be earnings of Sushil and Shanti. 14/5/2007. As the trial is nearing completion, Sushil learns that Inspector Sharma has busted a gang of young men who have been stealing jewelry from the Shinde's neighborhood. उनको पता चला कि एक गैंग है यंग मैन का, उन्होंने ज्वेलरी स्टील कर रहे थे वो शिंदे के नेबरहुड से. Some of Mrs. Shinde's son's friends are part of this gang. Mrs. Shinde's chain has been found on them. Sushil tells Advocate Roy about this. Advocate Roy now calls Inspector Sharma as a defense witness. Inspector Sharma, can you show and tell us what you have found? Here is the chain that has been identified by Mrs. Shinde as hers. We busted a gang of boys who had stolen the chain. These boys have admitted that they stole the chain. 15/7/2007. The judge hears the testimony of all the witnesses. After the testimony of Inspector Sharma, Advocate Roy argues before the judge that it has now been established that Shanti is innocent and should be acquitted. Acquitted यानी उन्हें छोड़ा जाए. Shanti, you are hereby acquitted of the charge of the theft. The police will hand over to you the rupees 10,000 they had sealed. In my written judgment, I have made it a point to highlight S.I. Rao's role in conducting such a shoddy investigation that made you spend time in jail. From the above incident, you can see that the 4 key players in the criminal justice system are police, public prosecutor, defense lawyer or judge. You have seen the role each of them played in the above case. Now let us try and understand their roles more generally. What is the role of police in investigating crime? One important function of the police is to investigate any complaint about the commission of a crime. कोई भी complaint जो crime के against आती है उसे investigate करना है. An investigation include recording statements of witness and collect different kinds of evidence. जिनके साथ ये हादसा हुआ है उनके statements record करने हैं और evidence collect करना है. On the basis of investigation, the police are required to form an opinion. If the police think that the evidence points to the guilt of the accused person, then they file a charge sheet in the court. ठीक है, अगर उनको लगता है कि कोई एविडेंस मिल जाता है जिस पे इल्ज़ाम लगा है उसके खिलाफ, तो एक चार्ज शीट कोर्ट में फाइल की जाती है. As stated at the beginning of this chapter, it is not the job of the police to decide whether a person is guilty or innocent, that is for the judge to decide. You read in Unit 2 about the rule of law, which means that everyone is subject to the law of the land. हर एक को law justice मिलना अनिवार्य है. This includes the police. Therefore, police investigators always have to be conducted in accordance with law and with full respect of human rights. The Supreme Court has laid down guidelines that the police must follow at the time of arrest, detention, and interrogation. The police are not allowed to torture or beat or shoot anyone during investigation. They cannot inflict any form of punishment on a person even for petty offences. किसी के ऊपर वो punishment नहीं ले सकते कोई छोटे मोटे काम के लिए भी. Article 22 of the Constitution and criminal law guarantees to every arrested person the following fundamental rights. The right to be informed at the time of arrest of the offence for which the person is being arrested. Right to be informed, उनको पता होना चाहिए कि उनको अरेस्ट किया जा रहा है किसी ऑफेंस के लिए, और ये जानकारी होनी चाहिए जिसको अरेस्ट किया जा रहा है उसे. The right to be presented before a magistrate within 24 hours of arrest. Magistrate के सामने 24 hours arrest के बाद present होने की right उनके पास है. The right not to be ill treated or tortured during arrest or in custody. Confessions made in police custody cannot be used as evidence against the accused. जो confessions पुलिस कस्टडी में किए जाते हैं वो evidence के तौर पर accused के साथ use नहीं हो सकते. A boy under 15 years of age and woman cannot be called to the police station only for questioning. सिर्फ पूछताछ के लिए 15 साल से कम वाले बॉय या गर्ल को पुलिस स्टेशन में नहीं बुला सकते. What is the role of the public prosecutor? We are on page number 73. A criminal offence is regarded as a public wrong. Criminal offence एक public wrong यानी गलत चीज़ है. What is meant by this is that it is considered to have been committed not only against the affected victims but against society as a whole. सिर्फ victim के खिलाफ नहीं लेकिन पूरे society के खिलाफ वो crime किया है. Do you remember the case of the dowry death of Sudha that we read about in the previous chapter? The case against the accused Lakshman and his family was presented by the state. That is why the case was called State Delhi Administration versus Lakshman Kumar and others. Similarly, the above case can be called State versus Shanti Hembram and not Mrs. Shinde versus Shanti Hembram. पूरे state के खिलाफ ये case लगाई गई थी. In court, it is the public prosecutor who represents the interest of the state. The role of the prosecutor begins only once the police has conducted the investigation and filed the charge sheet in the court. उनका काम वहाँ से चालू होता है. She has no role to play in the investigation. The prosecutor must conduct the prosecution on behalf of the state. As an officer of the court, it is his or her duty to act impartially, यानी कोई भेदभाव ना करके, and present the full and material facts, witnesses and evidence before the court to enable the court to decide the case. What is the role of the judge? The judge is like an umpire in a game and conducts the trial impartially and in an open court. The judge hears all the witnesses and other evidence presented by the prosecution and the defense. वो पूरे evidence सुनते हैं prosecution और defense के खिलाफ. The judge decides whether the accused person is guilty or innocent on the basis of the evidence present and in accordance with the law. If the accused is convicted, then the judge pronounces the sentence. Convicted यानी अगर वो accused ने कुछ गलत काम किया होता है तो जज क्या करते हैं, सेंटेंस प्रोनाउंस करते हैं. You may send the person to jail or impose a fine or both depending on what the law prescribes. What is fair trial? Let us for a moment imagine what might have happened if the judge decided to try Shanti's case very differently. What if the court did not give a copy of the charge sheet? क्या अगर एक कॉपी चार्ज शीट की नहीं दी गई उनको and statements of witness to Shanti? What if he held the trial in a secret location where neither Shanti nor Sushil were present? अगर कोई secret location पे trial होता तो what if he did not give Shanti's lawyer, Advocate Roy, enough time to question the witness of the prosecution such as Mrs. Shinde and instead had already decided that Shanti was guilty? क्या ऐसा होता कि उनकी जो lawyer थी वो Mrs. Shinde को question नहीं करती और सीधे decision ले लेती? If this has happened, then it would be a case of an unfair trial. Unfair यानी नाइंसाफ़ी. This is because for a trial to be fair, several different procedures have to be observed. Article 21 of the Constitution that guarantees the right to life states that of the Constitution that a person's life or liberty can be taken away only by following a reasonable and just legal procedure. अगर किसी की ज़िंदगी लेनी है या किसी की ज़िंदगी का डिसीजन लेना है तो वो एक फेयर तरीके से होना चाहिए, लीगल तरीके से होना चाहिए. A fair trial ensures that Article 21 of the Constitution is upheld. Let us now return to Shanti's case as described in the storyboard and identify the essential elements of a fair trial. Fair trial में क्या क्या आता है? Firstly, Shanti was given a copy of the charge sheet and all other evidences that the prosecution presented against her. Shanti was charged with the offence of theft that was defined as a crime in the law. उसे चार्ज किया गया थेफ्ट के लिए, उन्होंने ज्वेलरी चोरी की है उसके लिए. The trial was held in an open court in public view. Her brother Sushil could attend the court hearings. The trial was held in the presence of the accused. Presence के सामने हुआ था, शांति के सामने हुआ था. Shanti was defended by a lawyer. Shanti's lawyer advocate Roy was given an opportunity to cross-examine all the prosecution witnesses. उन्हें opportunity मौका दिया गया cross-examine करने का. Advocate Roy was given an opportunity to present witnesses in Shanti's defense. Advocate Roy को एक opportunity भी दी गई witness present करने के लिए शांति के defense के लिए. Although the police filed a case of theft against Shanti, the judge assumed her to be innocent. It was the responsibility of the prosecution to provide beyond reasonable doubt that Shanti was guilty. Evidence और proof के तौर पे ही शांति को arrest करना चाहिए था. In this case, the prosecution failed to do so. It is significant that the judge decided the matter only on the basis of the evidence before the court. The judge did not jump to the conclusion that Shanti was the thief just because she was poor maidservant. जज ने सीधा कंक्लूजन पे नहीं पहुंचे कि शांति एक गरीब औरत है और वो एक मेड है, इस वजह से उन्होंने चोरी करी होगी. Instead, the judge remained impartial, and since the evidence showed that some young men and not Shanti was the thief, he set Shanti free. In Shanti's case, justice was finally done to her because she was given a fair trial. जस्टिस मिला शांति को क्योंकि उसका ट्रायल कैसा था, फेयर था. पेज नंबर 75. The Constitution and the law both state that all of the persons that we have discussed in this chapter should carry out their roles in a proper manner. हर कोई इंसान जो हमने डिस्कस किया इस चैप्टर में उनको अपना रोल यानी अपना काम ठीक से करना चाहिए. What this means is that they all need to work to ensure that every citizen, irrespective of their caste, gender, class, religious and ideological background, gets a fair trial when accused. हर किसी को एक fair trial मिलना चाहिए, कोई भी religion हो, कोई भी जात पात हो, सबको मिलना चाहिए. The rule of law which says that everyone is equal before the law would not make much sense if every citizen were not guaranteed a fair trial by the Constitution. ठीक है, हर इंसान इक्वल है ये हमें प्रूव करना है और वो तब प्रूव हो सकता है जब एक फेयर ट्रायल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन दे उन लोगों को जो अक्यूज्ड पाए गए हैं. थैंक यू स्टूडेंट्स.